Notre Dame is set to get after it with Ohio State in the national championship game on January 20th. And Notre Dame, man, internally, maybe they expected to be here, but I think how they got here, and maybe a better way to say this is who they got here with that head coach, is what's worth unpacking to me right now when it comes to the future of Notre Dame football and just how they're designed. Because Marcus Freeman, man, he's got some secret sauce. What is that sauce? We'll talk about it right now, but first things first, make sure you are subscribed right here. Fighting Irish fans, we've had a lot of y'all get dialed in here within this playoff run, so we appreciate y'all being dialed in and being subscribed. If you haven't yet, no time like the present, we will be in Atlanta, so looking forward to seeing a lot of y'all out there that have already subscribed to the channel. Yeah, man, it's going to be a good game. Going to be a very, very good game. We'll give you our prediction for this game here coming up on Tuesday. But when it comes to the Notre Dame job, my thought on this is like you kind of have to, at certain spots in college football, get where you're at, if that makes sense. Like the words fit are massively overrated. If you win, you're a fit. That's pretty straightforward. But I think to have success at some of these specific spots across college football, you really have to get it. Like Alabama is this way. I think USC is this way. I think LSU is this way. I think Florida is this way. Notre Dame emphatically is this way. And when I look at what Marcus Freeman has done in a very short period of time in South Bend, it's very obvious. Like he gets it. He gets what the job is. He's all the way bought into what the job is. He's all the way bought into what Notre Dame is. And Irish fans, like, hang with me. You might hate this comparison, and I understand why. But I look at what Marcus Freeman has done, and I look at what Pete Carroll did at USC, and I see a lot of similarities. Like, just overall, like, the personality of their teams, like, high energy, confident, competitive is like an emphasis of what Notre Dame is. They're going to challenge everything. Pete Carroll, his big deal was, like, win forever, always compete. Those are things that he said, built on the line of scrimmage. Things that Pete Carroll did at USC, things that Notre Dame is continuing to do. And you're looking at their depth that they have been able to have shine in this playoff run with guys like Riley Mills going down and other guys on the offensive line going down. And like you see, this is a line of scrimmage-driven operation at Notre Dame. I think you could argue there was a similar flavor to those USC Pete Carroll teams. Now, Pete Carroll wasn't nearly as young as Marcus Freeman, but I think there was still kind of that like youthful energy. So again, you hate me comparing your head coach at Notre Dame to a successful coach at USC. But overall, man, what Pete Carroll did at USC, the success he had on the field, I don't think this is the worst comp because there's also the way they both go about their business. And this is what I think really sticks out the most to me when I comp these two together. Pete Carroll very famously embraced everything that came with USC. The tradition, the logo, the pageantry, LA overall, putting a fence around that area in California and being able to bring top talent to USC. He embraced USC. He understood that job 110%. Y'all, that's Marcus Freeman. Like Pete Carroll didn't go to USC. He's not from Southern California. Marcus Freeman, as everyone's going to tell you here throughout the course of this entire week leading up to this national title game, went to Ohio State. Marcus Freeman gets to Notre Dame and immediately brings back pregame mass, something that had been gone for a decade at Notre Dame. He's converted to Catholicism. I'm not here to talk religion, but like for him to do that, like, yeah, he's clearly bought into what Notre Dame is. It sounds like he's more tapped in with bringing in alumni and making that more of a commonplace within Notre Dame. Like all these things, man, like even post Orange Bowl, you hear Marcus Freeman take the podium and they're talking about all the great things that Notre Dame did this season and trying to give him a chance to, kind of have his moment in the sun. And immediately he deflects and says it's about the players. He says it's about this place. This place is special. Like he gets what Notre Dame is. And if you win anywhere, you're a fit. But I think you have a lot better chance to be a fit and to win when you understand your surroundings and understand what the logo is, the place, and all those things. And Marcus Freeman has all the way embraced that and bought into that. So that secret sauce, I think, in a lot of ways, kind of gives him more, if you want to say credibility, you can. I think it just gives him a lot more juice with his team and with this Notre Dame community because you look at the mentality and the attitude of this team. That's another part to me of like the secret sauce that goes into the success that Notre Dame's having right now behind Marcus Freeman. I was talking about this segment beforehand with Cato, and he made a great comp, man, so I just want to steal it in front of everybody. Notre Dame is kind of like that UFC fighter. They may not be the most talented. They may not be the undisputed heavyweight champ. Call a spade here. Notre Dame, each of these last two games, from what I can gather, from a star's perspective, they have had less talent than Georgia and Penn State. Didn't matter. Why? Because while Notre Dame may not be the most talented, they look like they're the baddest. Like, if you want to beat Notre Dame, man, you got to go all four quarters. You got to drag them out into the deep water. I'm talking about this new Notre Dame team now, the post-NIU version, the team that kind of tasted their own blood. You got to make sure you see them in that final round where they're bloodied and bruised, got cauliflower ear probably. They got some Vaseline keeping the eyebrow in place. Like that's who Notre Dame is, man. If you want to beat them, you got to call them out to the center of the octagon. You got to throw haymakers, and you have to connect more than they do. I'm saying it sounds simple, but it's not. Based on what Notre Dame's done in this playoff run, done in this season, like they are, from what I can gather, one of the baddest, if not the baddest team in college football. Does that make the difference on Monday night? We're going to find out. But I promise you now, they embody, I believe, exactly who Marcus Freeman is. They are one of the baddest. Like that's what Marcus Freeman is. That's what this team is. That's what this roster is. And I love it. They're dinged up right now, dude. Jeremiah Love's out there with a knee brace. Like that run he had against Penn State embodies their season, embodies this playoff run. He gets hit in the backfield. His leg is held together by what looks like sticks and glue. I'm being dramatic, but that's the vibe I got. Hit in the backfield by an elite defensive line in Penn State, keeps his balance, drags him into the end zone. There was no reason for him to do that. There was no logical explanation for why he was able to accomplish that. That's just Notre Dame football right now, man. They are the baddest. They're the aggressors. They're the enforcers. And it may not make sense, but they're going to find a way. So that's Notre Dame right now. But going back to Freeman, I think I'd be remiss if we didn't at least address the NFL smoke that's around him right now. Been reported the Bears want to interview Marcus Freeman. Can we be real? It makes a lot of sense. It'd be malpractice if the Bears didn't want to interview Marcus Freeman for their head coaching job. But I'll also say this. I don't know what Marcus Freeman is sorting through internally. Only he knows that. But I'd be wildly surprised if he left Notre Dame anytime soon. Because of what I just said. He gets Notre Dame. He embraces Notre Dame. And y'all, he's having success in Notre Dame. Like, this year is awesome, and they're going to have a chance to go win the whole darn thing this season. But, like, think about the future at Notre Dame. He's laid the groundwork. He has pushed that big boulder all the way up the hill to where now Notre Dame, again, we say this a lot, but like, they don't have to rationalize why you should pick Notre Dame. They don't have to make this argument for their tradition and like, oh, here's what Notre Dame was in the past. It's like, no, here's what we are right now. Here's what we are when you turn on the tape and see how we play ball, see who our head coach is, see our trajectory. You don't have to squint to see what Notre Dame football is and see a reason to go here. And so with that being the ammunition, that being the case, I think things are just getting started for Marcus Freeman in South Bend. And also, this is wild to say, he's just getting started as a head coach. What does he look like in year 5? He's proven he's not going to stay stagnant. They're going to challenge everything. He's still getting better at this. Notre Dame's going to keep evolving. That is scary. That is frightening. I'd be shocked if he took the Bears job or any other NFL job here when it comes to his future. I think he's locked in South Bend, and I think that South Bend is locked in with him. And that's a big reason for them being the baddest right now in this college football playoff. I can't wait for Monday night. Make sure you're locked in here. Make sure you're subscribed. Again, a ton of content around the national championship game moving forward. Going to be at Media Days in Atlanta. Hoping to talk to some of the Irish there, but going to be a good time, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. For Cato on the ones and twos, for myself, JD PicKell, we're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.